Hello, everybody. This is Ty Barrett here. I'm taking this through our run recap here. This is from Sunday at the Oaktree Spring Classic Sheepdog Trial. I got Maddie here. I didn't get to go to the Saturday portion, the first round of this trial. So I was a little bit behind the ball, especially considering I had to run very first today. I sent it on the way here. I thought the sheep were going to be heavier towards the creek side over there. They weren't. They got took off towards the exhaust. I'd really considered that. Again, it was the very first run this morning. I didn't really have a lot of information to go off of. Maddie was a little short, but we worked him pretty well. Missed the barrels there. Couldn't flank her fast enough, but it is what it is. We just gotta work with it. You know, it's tough being the first run up in the morning. There's a lot of big challenges with that. So we just try to deal with it the best we can. These sheep are pretty friendly to you. They aren't really scared of you as a person, as a handler very much. I had a little bit of trouble initially getting them to go around the post. Typically, when it's on the opposite side of the post that you want them to go on, with these, it's actually kind of better to be on that side as they'll come to you. It's really key here. I get Maddie on that side covering really hard. So when we turn, these sheep, as you saw, just kind of ran right through the drive. It's hard to settle them back down, but we were ready to get them behind them and settle them down a little bit. We go a little too far because I'm really worried about that. So I end up kind of messing this up a little bit. Don't get her to flank super freely here. But I was probably the only person all day, I'm guessing. There's a couple that didn't as well. But I was really on top of the situation the entire day, making sure that I didn't have a cross drive that went all the way back to the panels, the setup pin first. It's a big challenge when you do that because there is a lot going on. The sheep wanted to kind of run, and I don't think the judge hit him very hard for that because it's pretty consistent throughout the day. But one of those little decisions we talk about, that I talk about, you'll hear in the podcast, they're just split decisions you make. I know I can handle it. I know I probably won't get hit super hard for it, but I know that I can handle it better. And so I just try to avoid those things and just really separate myself because of that. It didn't work out great here because I didn't get her to flank where I needed her to. We ended up missing the panel here. It's the cross drive panel, set in a weird way. So it's angled like a drive panel would be, this inside panel, and so it faces me. So I try to push the sheep through it. There's no real actual barrier there to keep them just go through that as opposed to run down past it. This is a really small course for running in. You need to make an attempt to be able to move on the next obstacle. I felt the time I didn't necessarily. I might have made an attempt, but I don't know if the judge would have read that or not. So I never really broke the barrier, this imaginary line that extends all the way from that panel. Never really broke that. So I took the sheep back through and ended up getting them through the cross drive panels. Another reason I thought in my head here was where they were, I wasn't moving towards the pin already, so I wouldn't expect them to go the way it did. So I want to give myself some, well, I didn't do this. Run hadn't been great at this point, so try to fix it and give myself a chance to go set up this pin where I'm moving to right now. That's really kind of what I'm thinking in my head. Oh, I got to make sure I do this, do this, do this. And we're getting better. Here we go. Open the pin, going really smooth. Yeah, I know Maddie's working this nice. But those are just kind of the little decisions that I talk about in the podcast, the last podcast episode, Justin. Bear Mountain BC.com production of Stock Dog Philosophy's podcast. Is just there's lots of little bitty movements you got to make, little bitty decisions you have to make as a handler. And this was one of those decisions I had to make. I had to decide to do that again or decide not to do it again. You have to be quick and decisive whenever you do it. Even if doesn't work out, be decisive, be committed to what you've trained through, and things are going to work out. Really easy at the pin. She worked that nice, calm. Sheep were a little goosey at the start of this run, but they've really settled in. Maddie's worked really nice. These sheep are really flighty in this area. So just to calm them down is a big plus. I don't like to work sheep that are running. My dad and brother are much more willing to do that than I am. But I'm definitely not willing to do that. So that's just really the situation that we're in at the moment. So the sheep take off. We have a little chute right here. You can see that I'm walking toward. There's two panels. Little gap in between. You want to get the sheep in that gap all the way through. You want to go right there from the pin. But these sheep, I was really kind of baby them. They weren't moving much. But as soon as I center around to bring them towards me, they broke off running. So we had to kind of recollect here and work our way through it. Here I am with the pin. You can see this great pinch post right in front of me. But I had this chute, not the pin. I did this instead of a shed because the shed and these sheep have been really, really difficult. They stick together really tight. they're not afraid of you, as we talk about. Get them here, right in that pen. They come to me, flank her around, and then we're gonna walk them right through. These sheep are pretty easy to do that with. So good run, decent run with Maddie. Pretty happy with it. I hope you guys learned something from this. Check out the other episodes. Thanks.